Welcome to Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald. Hey, that's me. Hi, and welcome to Positive Talk. Our show features the best positive stories and people from around the globe as we endeavor to answer the universal question of why am I here and what is my purpose? Understanding that can change everything, and knowing your greatness is fundamental to living your best life. So join us right now as together we work to create the adventure of our lifetime. And welcome, everybody, to another episode of Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald. And I got to tell you, there are times when I get to talk to some really beautiful people and some really heart-centered folks that are really trying to make a difference in the world and are really trying to help you make a difference in the world. And we have one of those today with us on the show. Her name is Nina, and her name is Nina Maglic. Something like that. Close. And she is a coach, and she's a trainer, and she is a speaker, and she does all those things. And she's coming to us from Austria, which is, of course, everybody knows is in Europe. And it is late at night there. It is early in the morning here. So, well, it's not early. It's 10 o'clock in the morning here, and which I believe makes it, what, about 8 o'clock your time?
7 p.m.
Oh, that's not bad. So we're right in your wheelhouse. How how are you today, young lady?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. And hello, everybody. So great to see you here.
Yes, indeed. Well, you've got your own following all by yourself, and so you have folks that follow you all over the place, and you help them. I guess let's start at the beginning. Where it started for you, love. Where did it really start for you? No, I'm kidding. Where did this idea of what you're doing and training and coaching people kind of give us an idea of where that came from?
Yeah, I was working in marketing a few years ago, doing marketing campaigns for Fortune 500 companies in Austria. And I got really sick. I spent 18 months looking for a cure for my pain. I had enormous pain in my belly, and nobody knew why. I spent months and months going to the doctors, doing all blood tests, all body scans. Nobody knew why I have a pain. And there was a moment at the hospital when they told me it's going to take us years to find the root cause of your pain. And I couldn't live with that pain one more day. I cried. I left hospital defeated. And on my way home, I was like, it must be something that my body is telling me, but I really don't understand what. So maybe the solution is not in traditional medicine. Maybe solution somewhere else. And then I reached out to an energy healer, and in just 2 sessions, she healed me. I never had a pain again, and that changed my whole life. And I went really on the path to find more about energy healing and learning about energy healing, implementing tools. And when people saw my transformation, they reached out to me to help them. And all of a sudden, I had the clients and I was booked weeks in advance. And I realized this is not hobby anymore. This is a real business. And I started doing this as a full-time healer. And then I realized while I was building my business, there are so many other healers who are doing such a great work in this world. They have amazing skills, amazing talents, but they are stuck with their business and don't know how to do it. And let's be honest, it's really not their fault because we never learned how to run a business. We never learned how to write offers. And what you don't know, you simply don't know. Some of them are not even aware there is a solution out there. So I started helping them. They were my friends, colleagues, and yeah, they got amazing results. And all of a sudden, I realized my super healing power is actually marketing for healers. And that's my mission, to help healers reach more people. And together we heal millions.
You just said I think the most important aspect of that, which is you're helping people be able to their businesses to thrive so that they can touch more people. and they can help more people that way.
Yes.
And that really is an important aspect because he I'm not sure if it's because they operate out of a different side of the brain other than the business side, but a lot of healers have got real trouble monetizing their business and getting enough business to stay in business, if you will, and it makes it really difficult. So that's you must be really sought after because people that are really dedicated to this work, they really, really want to be successful.
Yes, they definitely want to be successful. They are working really hard. The only thing is they don't really know what to do first, second, and so on. And that's why they get really stuck. And most healers get amazing ideas, get amazing downloads, but they don't know how to implement these things because they are they don't have a business experience. They are not really, most of them are not tech savvy, and it's really hard to learn all these processes. And many people think it's like if they see a successful healer, it's just an overnight success, which is not true. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of learning, a lot of trials and errors, because nobody's born knowing all of this. Nobody's born knowing marketing. No one is born like doing business, and like we have to learn that all. And that's the thing, we need to all learn that. And there's something else that needs to happen here, like the biggest mindset shift, that we need to understand that all these amazing people want to serve the world, they want to do something amazing for the world, but they really don't understand it's a healing business. Your healing skills alone will not help you make an income, but the way how you run your business will. And that's why we're learning how to do energy healing is very important, but it's also very important how to do business, because you are in the business of selling healing services to people.
Well, and most of the time, healers are very generally speaking, and but haven't you found that healers are pretty spiritual people, and but they don't necessarily use the side of their brain that is more business oriented?
I think what's happening there is they tap into higher power, and they get a lot of knowledge. They get access to really a lot of ideas, a lot of knowledge, but they get sometimes overwhelmed and don't know how to put that into practice. And that's the biggest thing as well. And but I teach them actually in very simple steps how to build successful business, because it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. It doesn't have to be scary. I know so many people are scared of selling. And the thing is with selling, I see selling differently than everybody else. I see selling as a helping your clients solve the biggest problems they are praying and hoping to get solved. Because all these people that really need help of healers, nobody wants to live in pain and trauma. Nobody wants to be sad. Nobody wants to be angry. People want to be happy. And people really want to work on themselves, but very often their pain, their limiting beliefs, their fears and doubts are stopping them. On top of that, you also have a very unsupportive environment. When a client books a session with you, they usually have a lot of challenges with their family members, co-workers. There's a lot of things happening in their life, and they need support. They really need support, and not only to heal, but also need support to build sustainable habits to keep that transformation going. Because healing is lifelong process. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, and we need healers. And I think there are 8 billion people in this world, and even healers need healing. We all still have a lot of things to heal.
Oh, we all boy, no kidding. We all do, and sometimes and I think we talked about this during our we have a little pre thing that we do before we come here and stuff. And I think we talked about it there, but it bears repeating because I see in the world that I see out there, I see one of the biggest problems that healers have is to qualify and to appreciate their own gifts
Yes.
on what they can do. And in their mind, they're saying, "Oh, I can do this. This is easy. I'm getting the downloads, and this is what's happening," rather than it's a gift that needs to be compensated for. And so people have trouble asking for money, or how much money, or how little money, or, a session or a group of sessions, and all of that kind of stuff. How do you help people get out of their own way in that way?
I think that we should really do like mindset shift here because it's really important. Just because it looks easy, it doesn't mean it costs nothing. And when you really understand what is the transformation, what is the result of healing, that's really priceless. And that's something that people really need to understand. Like, if you help somebody who was in a depression, who was staying at home, who couldn't do anything, sleeping the whole day, and all of a sudden you help that person get back to the normal life and start working in that again and start spending time with their friends and family members, that's a huge transformation. And that's really priceless. And when you see that, you also need to know that, first of all, the universe doesn't want you to be broke. The universe wants you to use your gifts and be abundantly rewarded for that. And I know for me as well, the biggest block was taking money for helping people. But I realized that if I don't help them, if they don't pay for healing and transformation, they will spend money on the habits that brought them in the situation they are currently in, where they feel stuck. And that's why, like, you are doing them this service if you're not charging, because when people pay money, they pay attention, they show up for the sessions, and they do the work and they get results. And we want our clients to get the best possible results.
Do you also find that if you undervalue or give your gift away for free, especially as an energy healer, that what you end up finding is that the people who come to you, that if they're getting a free service, they treat it as a free service, that it's not really worth very much. And so consequently, I don't need to do what they're telling me to do because I didn't spend any money on this. But if they have to spend a little bit of money, make it not horribly painful, but at least noticeable, then they will follow through with the things that the healer is asking them to do, whatever it is, be it meditation or whatever, to make the system work a little bit better for them. Do you find that to be true?
I 100% agree with you. And I can tell from my personal experience, when I started my healing business, I was doing like a group sessions. I would regularly invite my friends and family members and other people to come and join the session. And people didn't show up. And next time I decide, okay, I will do a test. Next time when I have a session, I will invite people, but I will tell them how much the session costs for other people. And all of a sudden, what happened, they were so happy to join the session. They were bragging on social media that they got amazing gift and how much that gift cost. That was the most important thing, how much that gift cost. And I also noticed when you keep doing like free sessions for people, they really do not appreciate. And I also had a really bad experience. I was giving free sessions to people, and all of a sudden, people said to me, like, I cannot really pay you. I said, no worries. This one is on me. And next one is on me. Next one is of me. And then I see people buying the newest iPhone, the Louis Vuitton bag, and all kind of things. And they said they don't have money to pay for the healing. Like, and they really didn't appreciate the services. But when I start charging, this is where the biggest shift happened. The people start showing up for the session because people they pay attention. They are there. They join every session. They do the work. They really want to get results. And we are doing people big disservice if we don't charge them because they don't show up for the session.
Well, and also it kind of weeds out the folks that aren't very serious about getting better and about being healed, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely. It's also, when you charge, you really get people who want transformation and who are willing to do the work. And that's really beautiful to see that people are willing to work on themselves and they want to change something in their lives. And the most beautiful thing is when you really see people transforming their life. When you compare that person 3 months ago, it's completely different person. And that's something that's really beautiful to watch. And it's an honor, really.
When you have been doing this for how many years now?
5 years now.
Oh, very nice. And the type of healing that you do or that you did to, is it Reiki? Is it what kind of tools do you use?
Okay. At the beginning, when I started learning about energy healing, the first thing was I learned how to listen to my intuition, really understand what's happening in human's body, and understand, scan the body, and really go back to the memory where the event happened that caused a certain pain or trauma for client. That was the first thing that I started training that. And that's the skill that everybody can do it. Most people forget about that, but kids are really, really good at that, and they really know how to play this game. And that was the first thing. The next thing what I started doing is really playing with the energy with my hands, and then I started learning about Akashic records, rays of lights, sacred geometry. And once you're in this world, it's really amazing. It's fascinating how many tools there are out there and what you can do with energy healing. And people always think that they need to be very special, they need to be gifted, chosen by God. And I think everybody is chosen by God. Everybody has these amazing skills. We just forget how to use them. And it's really beautiful to tell people that everybody's using energy. Even now, when you're listening to me, you're using energy to listen to me. And when you learn how to use energy inside your body, you can do amazing things. It's really new possibilities open up for you.
It's pretty interesting how it all works from the standpoint of energy is just energy. Einstein
Yeah.
proved it, Tesla proved it, and a lot of science today is based upon the fact that it's just energy. Silly, it's like the political folks say it's the economy. Stupid. Well, this is just energy. Silly, and because it is natural to the human state to have energy and vibration and to flow together. We're all one. We are all one species. We all vibrate, and we all have our own level of energy, and we get to choose what level of energy that we want to bring into this incarnation, into this life. And we can choose to have anything we want. We just don't know that. Is that right?
Yes, actually, most people are not even aware that they can do something with energy. And most people don't even believe they can have a better life, which I totally understand. When you're going through really tough period of your life, it's really hard to believe that something will be better. But it really starts with the choice. You choose that you want to change something, and then you start searching for solutions for that. And I truly believe that everybody can heal if they choose to, and everybody can have a better life if they choose to.
And there's simple things that we don't think about, that even a chiropractor in the United States, a chiropractor will use this. It's called muscle memory, which is, or muscle testing. And what they will do is they will say, they'll have you hold out your arm, and they'll say, why are you in this pain? And if your arm goes down, then that tells them that there's a reason why, and then they could go down the road of finding out what that is. But muscle memory or muscle testing is really cool, because I can't explain it to me, Nina. I can't figure it out. How come it works every time? Let me explain what I mean. I What I do is I take my thumb and my index finger, and I intertwine them with my thumb and my index finger on the other hand. Then I ask a question, and then I pull my fingers apart. And what ends up happening is, it will, if it's true, they stay together. If it's false, they I can pull them easily apart. It's not really fair that when I do that, and it's like, if it's false, it's easy to pull them apart. It was really easy. If it's true, it's really hard pulling them apart. How does that work?
Yeah, it's, as you said, it's very easy because you already know the answer. Your soul knows the answer. Your body knows the answer. And very often we want to have external validation for our answer. But truth is, we already know what's happening inside of us, because everything that happened to you, your body remembers that. Your body knows that. And it really is like inside of your energy. And, even though we are living here in this life, we also have energy and from our mothers that is passed on us. And it's really amazing. This is how we survive as species as well, because we pass on that memory on our children. And the thing is, because every single thing that happens to you, it stays inside of you as an energy. And that's why your soul is really has access to knowledge, the universal knowledge, and it just knows what's the truth, what's not truth.
I've been telling this story a little bit on the radio. But my son, who's a diesel mechanic, came to me. And if you put things in terms of schematics and this is how it works and this is how I fix it and stuff, he gets it. He's very, very talented. But when it comes to these concepts of energy and vibration and where does it come from, where does it go, how does it get here, and all that, he really had a problem with that. So recently he calls me up and says, "Why didn't you tell me?" And I said, "I'm sorry, tell you what." And he said, "Our brain is a transducer." And I said, "Terrific. What's a transducer?" I had no earthly idea. And he said, "It changes like your words and the vibrations that your words create into vibration, sends it to another source that then translates it back into words. That's how radios work." And that's how, and he said, "I was listening to another podcast and I said, 'How dare you?' And he said, 'Oh, I'm sorry.' And he said, but this guy was on and he was talking about your brain is like a transducer." So now it makes perfect sense to me. I get it. Your brain takes the information that you get and it turns it into energy and it sends it out and it goes to the Akashic records and that's stored there. And then people can contact you back and from the other side through energy, and it gets your transducer in your brain changes it into pictures or words or something. Does that make any sense at all?
Yeah, definitely, it makes definitely sense. And I just want to say, for everybody who's listening, like you constantly exchange information with another person. And as your son really explained it very well. And I want to just go one step further, just to explain for people to understand that every single thought, every single emotion you have is just an energy. And it really is about vibration of that energy. Some thoughts and emotions make us really sad and frustrated, and these are like thoughts and the vibrations that are really not always positive. They're like anger, fear. These are really negative emotions because they vibrate very low, and they cause actually our body to contract, and energy cannot flow easily through our body. But when you feel happy, these are like positive thoughts, high vibrational thoughts. They help your energy go easily through your body, because you are really constantly exchanging energy inside of your body, and you're constantly communicating with another person, or another person maybe on the other continent, and exchanging the energy with them. And even sometimes when you think about somebody and you like somebody pops out in your mind, and this is just an energy exchange, as your son very well explained.
Yeah, and we don't look at it, at least when I was growing up. Now I'm a little older than you. Well, okay, a lot older than you. But when I was growing up, there was no such thing as this stuff, this energy and this vibration and stuff. As a matter of fact, I was in my 40s in 2000 when it even started to become a thing. Prior to that, it was like meditation was of the devil, and it doesn't have any redeeming effects. And yoga is, why would people bend that way? And all of the things that people used to say. And so it hasn't been but the last 20 years that people are starting to really understand and start to move forward. Reiki wasn't the thing 20 years ago either. I mean, it was brand new kind of thing and stuff. So all of those things are just really, really new. Um, but there's a lot of people that still to this day don't really understand what it could be, and they don't look at it like they look at it more along the lines of our body is our body and our body is us and we is our body. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. And I agree with you because I started meditating 25 years ago. I was still like teenager and doing yoga and meditation. And to be honest, it wasn't cool at all. People didn't like it. And as a 14 years old, it was really strange to do meditation and yoga. People look at you like, what's wrong with you? But nowadays, everybody is open to that. Everybody wants to learn more about that.
Well, they're finding that not only is it good for you mentally and it's good for your stress level and to calm down and all of that, but they're also finding that it's good for your performance.
Definitely.
And they're good for your business and for taking your business to the next level or to even find a level. And so when somebody comes to you, Nina, how do you help them even find a level of, they say, I'm a healer, I think, and I want to be or I'm a medium and I think and I want to be I want to help people and stuff. How do you help them even get started? Because most people that are that left brain don't have any earthly idea how to figure it out.
Yeah, the first thing what I do with them is help them get clarity because I want to know what they want because how they want their business to be, not how I want their business to be, but how they want their business to be and what is important for them. And then we get to really start clear on that, what kind of problem they solve. Because let's be honest, we cannot solve every single problem. We need to be very specific what kind of problem we solve because the more specific we are, the easier it is to explain to our potential clients what we do and how we can help them and what results we can create for them. And that's the first thing I've really, really helped them get some clarity, what they want, how they want their business to be. Because very often when they come to me, they feel overwhelmed, they feel stressed out, they think they have to do everything and they're doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but nothing really. And then I really sit down with them and say, okay, what do you want? Because it's not important what your partner thinks, it's not important what your best friend think, how your business should be, but the most important thing is what do you want and how you want your business to be. And let's start from there.
It's important to know where you're going if you want to get there.
Yeah, and that's true. So many healers, when I ask them what they really want, they say, I'm in flow, whatever universe brings to me. But in order for universe to brings to you, like it needs to know what you want. It's very simple. You need to know what you want because very often they don't even know what they want.
Well, and when you look at it, there are people that are really good at perhaps being a medium or being a psychic, but there are others that are in the energy work that are good at helping people find their own way, hypnosis, or man, there's so many things and so many different ways that it can be applied. Um, but you can't be everything to everybody, can you?
No, definitely you cannot help everybody and you cannot solve every single problem. And thank God we have a different occupations, we have a different modalities to heal people because everybody needs different thing, and that's okay. And that's why it's really important that we get clear what we want and how we can help people. And and very often when I talk to healers, they say to me, "But I don't want to exclude anybody." The truth is, if they are not ready for healing and if they don't want to heal, we cannot help them. So we need to be very specific what problem we solve for them, and we need to really understand that they need to be ready for healing. Otherwise, it's really hard to work with them.
And by the same, and you're right. I would imagine, because there's also the thing about when they're ready, they will come. If they're not ready, they're not. It's not going to be effective for them. Or you, as a coach or as a mentor, as a teacher or as a healer. It's important that people come in the right way. And if you truly believe that the universe is going to take care of you, then the right people will show up at the right time. Have you found out that to be true in your work?
Yeah, definitely. What is meant to be yours is going to be yours. Like, you will attract the right people for you, and very often you attract people that have similar issues as you do, and then you together heal, which is so interesting. Every time when you have a client, you will see that like clients change, like the things they're working on change because you also change, and you attract really completely different people that, and you attract people with similar issues so you can heal together.
It, that has to be the universe's kind of inside joke, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Very often I look at the universe and say, "Oh my god, you're so funny."
Because they'll do stuff that will. Well, can I give you an example of a dream that I had just the other day?
Yes.
um and and since you're a healer and stuff, and you're psychic, and you work with energy, you'll understand where I'm coming from. First of all, a couple things. My father, who's passed, he passed 15 years ago, and he was an avid golfer. And one of the things that happens when you play golf is that if you hit the ball and you think it's going to hit somebody, you say four. I don't know where that came from. I don't know why people say four, but people say four, meaning that says, look out, you're about to get hit by a golf ball. And I don't know how that came about, but it did. It's probably an English thing. Anyway, so he was an avid golfer, and he passed away. And I've done many different aspects of the radio work, from being in the studio to doing live things and things. So in this particular dream, it was my last day at this particular studio, and I had an audience, and the audience was there, and they were very happy, and until they found out this was going to be the last show, and then they were not so happy. And the producer was there, and the board operator, and my team was there. And my team had several people that I know, and I won't give you their names now, but I know them. And so the show ends, and we pack everything up, and we're getting ready to leave. And one of my teammates comes to me and says, "By the way, I want you to know, I don't know how he did this, but your dad came to my house, and he gave me this package for you." And then one of the other teammates piped up and said, "He did the same thing to me. I didn't even know he knew where I lived." And yet he came and he brought this. And so I opened the package, and it was like a fistful of money. And they were, both of them were fistful of monies and stuff. And this, now keep in mind, this is a dream. So I had no expectation that any of this was real. I just figured, well, that's a nice dream. So I woke up, and generally speaking, if I have a dream like that, I'll wake up at the end of it. And I always will look over at the clock. Now, keep in mind that for me, 11111 is a big number. 111 is a big number, and so, or three numbers that are all in a row. And so I swear to you, this is true. So I would like you to psychoanalyze me, please, because it was I woke up and from this dream that my dad, who had passed a long time ago, had given these folks the money. And I looked at the clock, and it said 444. And the thought came into my mind, okay, that is his recognition that it was a dream that he helped create for me, and that he was still with me and all of those things, because 444 meant, like, it was a golfing reference. Was that real, or was I dreaming?
Actually, that was real because we also have visits from the people who passed away, and that's completely normal that you have those dreams when they visit you, and yeah, some people can see them as well.
Yeah, well, the cool thing is that I've seen him a lot, in the dreams since he's passed away. But what's was interesting is they take the time to do something to verify for you in your real life waking moment that that was real.
Yeah, they do
And
that because they want you to believe that. They want you to know that they are with you.
but what we do is we take all the time that we need to say, "Oh no, that was just a coincidence." And it's of course 444 happens twice a day, and so it just happened that and stuff. So we talk ourselves out of it to a great degree.
Yeah, definitely. But when you start paying attention to those symbols, to those to things that are happening around us, you will find that you are not alone, and all these people who passed away, they are still with you, visit you, and you will see when you start following the guidance, you will see that it's going to take you a much better path.
Absolutely. And John Verico, who is a speaker, trainer, and a coach as well. And he says, "Howdy." And by the way, he is also a member of my team. It wasn't him that gave me the money, although he is welcome to if he wants to. But but he's a member of our team now, and I'm really hopeful that he came through a procedure and came through it fine. So if not, I'm going to send him to you so that you can help heal him.
I will be happy to help him, definitely.
So you've been doing this for 5 years, and where do you see yourself in 10, 15, 20 years from now doing this type of work? But where do you see it? Is it going to be in the coaching and mentoring realm? Is it going to be in the healing? Where do you see your
Yeah.
ultimately, where do you want to end up?
Yeah, I was doing this for 5 years, helping people heal, but I started learning about energy healing when I was 14, and I practiced with my grandmother, and at that time, it wasn't cool, so I stopped doing that. And now my biggest mission, because I know how powerful this work is, I know how much this work changed my life, and I can never thank enough to all these amazing healers who helped me. And my biggest mission is really the mission I have is really healing millions. That's my biggest mission. And I see myself in a coaching, I see myself more inspiring other coaches and healers to do this work because let's be honest, I cannot heal the world alone. I need help of all amazing people we have. And I think it's amazing that we have different types of healing, that we have different occupations as well, that people who need that help can get that. And I definitely see myself helping others with their businesses, healing, and yeah, we also do like I also have a program that I do mindset healing and business coaching because I think all three parts are really, really important. And I'm looking forward to continue doing it. And yeah, this is where I see myself helping others.
Well, you've heard that old saying, "Would you rather have $1 million or a penny doubled every day for 30
Yeah.
days?"
You
Do you know
know,
that one?
I don't do this for money. Like for me, this is a soul mission. I cannot explain to you, but like I was doing this work for many years. Many times I didn't charge people. I really wanted to help them. For me, this was really something really big because I wake up in the middle of night thinking about how can I create solution to that problem. And for me, this is a passion. This is a work I really, really do. I want to help others, but at the same time, I cannot do this alone. That's the biggest mission, because I can go back to my corporate job and do marketing for bigger companies, but it really doesn't make any big difference, because when you help a big company make more money, it really doesn't change anything in society. But if you help a single mom of 3 kids finally be able to support family working from home and watch their kids grow, this is where the real transformation is, and that's for me priceless.
Well, let me explain what I meant by penny doubled every day.
Mm.
And because it's not about money. What it is about, okay, so you have a client and you help that individual get on the path to where they are going to be successful. And then that happens again. And then happens again. So then it's 2 people, then it's 4 people, then it's 8 people, then it's 16 people, then it's 32 people. That's how you change the world,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying, because what you're doing then is you're duplicating your efforts so that you don't have to touch everybody. You can have other people touch everybody and people touch everybody, and it becomes a great big thing. And that's how I see your career going. I think you're gonna have a great big group of people that you are going to help get to more people and get to more people all the time.
Yeah, definitely. I see that as well. Because as I mentioned to you, I like, this mission is bigger than me. This mission is really for humanity, and this is a creative movement in the world to help other people heal. And as you mentioned, I need other healers to help them to do more for this world.
Well, and you're going to be successful doing this. Have you always known that you're going to be successful doing this?
Yeah, I would say that when I started my big healing business, I really didn't see the mission so big. But like 2 years ago, I started getting visions. I saw exactly what I'm supposed to do. And I was so divinely guided to this path. And yeah, this is how I started. Like saw a vision 2 years ago, what I'm going to do, how it's going to be. And this mission is really not about me. It's about every single person I touch and every single heart I change
Well, the
and
cool
heal.
thing is these missions that we find ourselves on, and you pick your passion and you decide why you're here. You really don't have a lot of say in where it's going to go. It just kind of shows up. Have you found that to be true?
Yes, every time I look back at my life, I start laughing because I always say, universe, you were so funny. I had to go through that pain to understand what really means to heal. Then I need to become a healer to understand what healers go through. And then actually my super healing powers are really marketing for healers. And I always look back and start laughing how funny universe is and how it really guides you like to the path that you are supposed to be. But and
It's
you really cannot do so much.
well, you don't even know. A lot of times we don't even know that certain things that are happening to us or around us are being guided for us to get to the next level. And that has happened to me. I can't tell you how many times in because I started out. I did not have any idea in when I was 42 that I would be sitting here today doing this. I didn't think it was possible. I didn't do it. Didn't pursue it until it happened, and it kept on happening. The job ended at the exact time. The new radio station opened up and changed its format so that they were working to find shows like mine. The technology caught up so that I could do the podcasts, and then so many people have reached out to it's just it is amazing if you just let the universe do what it does, how it will do what it does.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like a long time ago when I started, I couldn't even imagine that I would be on the stages talking to people. That was a big step for me because it took me more than 1 year to post on social media that I'm a healer. And now, like, talking to like stages, and it's just amazing how it guides you when you allow that.
And isn't it funny how things just kind of show up? Yeah,
Yes.
you had no idea that this was. I'll give you an example. This John Verico fella, that dropped us a message. He's working with us now, and it was one of those things where, I mean, he's been in broadcasting for 40 years. He's done a bunch of stuff, and it was kind of like one of those things where, okay, duh, maybe you should consider, bringing him in because he will add to what you're already doing. And he had no earthly idea I was going to ask him, and I had no earthly idea I was going to ask him until it just came to me one day. Well, you ought to do that. And so, and as an example, I believe strongly that my guides are in conspiracy with your guides, and that they put us together saying, this guy's he's got a podcast, and she's got a healing. Let's put them together and let's see what they can create together. We think that would be fun. So
Yeah, actually, we're doing that behind the scenes.
I don't even know how you found me. Was it with Brad Walsh, or was it somewhere else? Or
Brad Walsh recommended you.
and I got to tell you, he's probably recommended some of the 10 or 15 finest people that I've met in doing this work. And he's an angel in his own right, and he doesn't even necessarily know it,
Yeah,
but
he
he's
is.
being utilized.
I think he is really an amazing guy. He has a big soul, and yeah.
So that's really cool. Well, it is. Let's go through your information again to make sure that everybody who would, if you are a healer, if you are a healer wannabe, if everybody tells you, every time you touch me, I feel better, I feel healed, and or if they say to you, boy, do you vibrate at a high level, and you have no earthly idea what they're talking about, you need to call Nina, because Nina can help you understand your gift, how to take that gift and utilize it for good for humanity, because that's why you're here, dude or dudette. I hate to bring it to you, but that's why you're here. So it's up to you to utilize those gifts, because that is what has been given to you as a gift. And so utilize it. Does that make sense? So, Nina, if somebody wants to contact you, how do they get all that done?
So if you want to contact me, you can visit my website, ninamaglic.com. You can also visit me on Instagram. I'm Nina Maglic. YouTube, I have a YouTube channel, Nina Maglic. I share every single week a video to help you build a business and make marketing really easy and simplify so you can implement that, and yeah, with ease and clarity.
And you can get past the thing about charging people, and that your gift is real. Embrace it, because so many of us, Nina, as you know now, you started meditating when you were 14. I've talked to a lot of people that have felt like they had a gift from early on, and their friends and family and others, including their mom and dad, would say, no, don't you talk about that, people are going to think you're crazy and stuff, and so they don't, and they put it aside, and then one day, or one series of days, they wake up and they say, this isn't who I am, and I need to go in search of who I am, and to find out why I'm really here. I think we all do that at one point. And so if you are called, if you feel like you're called to be of service to people and to heal people and to help people, you need to do two things. You need to call Nina. And her website again is Nina Maglic, and that is MAGLIC.com. And get in touch with her, and she can help you get to the place where you really, really, really deep down inside, you want to get there. but you don't even know how she can help. That's why she's here. And that's why she was put on this planet, is to help you specifically. Yes. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. So what do you think, Nina?
I think you're really, really good. Thank you so much for such a great promotion.
Well, there's somebody that's sitting in their car and they're going, when every time I put my hands on somebody, they feel better, and it makes me feel better and stuff. And maybe I do have this gift. I don't know how to use this gift. I don't even know if it is a gift, but it makes people feel better, and that's really all I care about, because I care about people. So maybe I should talk to somebody about how to do this, but there's nobody to talk to because you haven't been in that world. So when you get in that world, there are lots of people to talk to. But until you're there, so go talk to Nina. She's been in charge. She's been talking to a lot of people, and she can help you really put the earth-bound stuff together with the universe-bound stuff to make it your stuff.
To help you put those downloads into reality, to create reality from all these downloads that you're getting, and help you really implement things and do the work you love, and heal, impact, and heal, earn, and impact millions doing the work you love.
I gotta ask you, are you finding that in your work over the last 15 years, when you were just a mere child, and stuff until now, that things are changing, that more people are getting these downloads and are feeling like what they should be doing is different than what they've always done, and are now seeking answers where they never sought them before? It's almost like Star Trek. We're going places we've never been to before. And is that your experience? Have you been noticing that? I have.
Yes, definitely. Like, there's a huge shift happening in society, especially 5 years ago when I started doing healing, like officially. Not a lot of people knew, especially in Europe, what energy healing is, and they were like not really open to learn about that. But now, more and more people who didn't want to know anything about energy healing, now they are coming to me and asking me about energy healing, how to do that, and they even want to try it, which is so amazing. And I see that more and more people are waking up, and yeah, I think that's beautiful thing to see, that people want to work on themselves, people want to do something, and yeah, I think that's great.
People are beginning to know that there's more to all of this than meets the eye. And
Yes.
they're beginning to want to find out more and more about it. Whether it's being able to talk to your father who passed away 10 or 15 years ago, he still is available to you. Or if it's to heal somebody, or if it's nothing more than to raise your vibration so that you can positively impact your family and friends. And if it's that simple, that's great. Because a high vibrational individual will change the people around them, or they will leave. In either case, it's the right thing. Do you agree with that?
Oh, definitely. When you start doing this work, you will notice that the better you feel, you different type of people you're going to attract, and more positive people. And you will also notice that a lot of people will come with you, a lot of people will leave you, and that's okay. It's not their path, it's your path. And you will really attract much better people who really understand you, who want you to do this path, who feel like, oh my god, you are the person I've been looking for. And I think that's really beautiful. I know it's hard to let people go, but sometimes we need to let people go to become who we are meant to be.
And sometimes there are people who come in. I don't know if this has happened to you. This has happened to me at least on 3 different occasions, where somebody has come into my life, has spent time, we developed a friendship, we did some activity, whether it was convince me to go to school or convince me to do a radio show or whatever it is, and then they go away. This has happened at least 3 times in my life, and I believe they were sold contracts from people that I've known on the other side, and we worked together to develop this script of how we wanted things to go. And it would be kind of like this. Okay, see, here's the thing. What we're going to do is I'm going to be your friend, okay? And now we're going to go and we're going to work together and we're going to hang out together. And then I'm going to say to you one day, I want to go to school. And you're going to say, well, I don't know. And then I'm going to talk you into it. We're going to get to the school and I'm going to beg out at the last minute. And then when I beg out at the last minute, you're going to say, you're going to have a decision to make. So you make the decision that you're going to stay and your life is going to completely change and go into a completely different direction. So if that's exactly what happened, and he begged out when we got to the school, I went and sat down with a drama instructor and ended up taking improvisational drama and theater, and ended up being in 3 productions that year, and joined the radio station. That's where I met my wife. That's how I got my kids. All of those things happened because that I haven't talked to him in 40 years. Nina, it's been 40 years. So you never know who's going to impact you and where they're going to. And then when they're done, it's like, I got other stuff I got to go do. I'll see you later. Have you found that to be true?
Oh yeah, I had people also who came into my life to really help me get back on the track or help me redirect me to the path I was supposed to be.
You
Definitely,
are you are sensational. You are. I'm really excited to follow your career over the next. Okay, we'll say 25 years. That means I have to be here that long. So at least over the next 25 years, I think you're going to be sensational.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And again, go to Nina Maglic, and that is MAGLIC.com. And you can go to her. She's got some free training. She's got courses. If you want her to speak at your event, she can do that. And all kind and a free strategy focus session, and she's got all kinds of stuff for you. Take advantage of this opportunity. Nina, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.
I really enjoyed this one. This was a fun episode.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. Can I just say a few words for people who are listening? You know,
No,
I
of course you can. Yes.
okay, I just want to say like really words of encouragement. Whatever is happening in your life, you can choose to change that and be brave, shine your light because the world needs that love and light inside of you more than ever. Share your gifts with the world and do the work you're born to do. You can do it.
And that is Nina Maglic. Thank you so much, my dear.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Positive Talk with Kevin McDonald. Our purpose is to provide everyone with a positive, entertaining, and educational experience. I would love your feedback and comments about the show, including possible topics and great guest suggestions. Please email me at kevin@kmmedia.pro. And remember, be kind to one another because each other's all we've got. That's Kevin at kmmedia.pro.